Oh, I have the names wrong. Whoops, sorry about the names. Frosty versus Bolting, a.k.a. Hazo. I'll try and fix it afterwards. But that also means they're on the wrong teams, which I can just switch their sides here. But we can always just report the correct results on Start GG. It means Frosty will stay in the blue. Thank you, Adnando, for the Prime, and Carnitas Tacos RL. That's a good name. Sounds very good right now. I think I had to skip lunch because I've been trying to bring you guys that juicy Rocket League content. I could afford to eat some Carnitas Tacos. Frosty versus Hazo. Hazo's a guy we've had on stream before. Frosty, of course, we've had not only a few times recently in this bracket so far, but we've also had Frosty on a few show matches. And actually, Frosty is yet to lose. And I think when Frosty has played the qualifiers the previous times, he did not qualify. You know, he hasn't made it to Salt Mine yet. So I'm not saying that I deserve all the credit if Frosty does eventually make it through, but I guess he deserves a little bit of the credit for reset shots like that. That's not a bad one. I'll give him a little bit, although I do think it's mostly me, right, chat? Please sub so Feer can afford Carnitas. Yo, crazy behavior not being a sub yourself. Saying that, Chrissy, I mean, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people like to, you know, follow by example. Some people have a tough time understanding words. Frosty is just popping off right now, though. Frosty's also watching him, too. It's not me who's watching him. Treat yourself to Carnitas. I'll go find a 1-bit worthy Carnitas. Let's go take a look. We, of course, know who Frosty made it through since we've been watching Frosty all day today. He made it through Nolly and Bolting. Hazo making it through Knights. Yeah, wow. Frosty is just being ridiculous right now. He says, I refuse to let you talk about Hazo. Hazo took down Knight, who actually did pretty well in the last qualifier, and Fearless in order to make it here. And Fearless beat Swift. Swift is a very high-level player, so it's one of those transitive property things. But a very solid performance from both these guys. Frosty looking a little bit better as they match up here in the first best of 5. Chrissy had a Prime available. 2 months of Prime for the Carnitas. Oh, thank you. Chrissy, you should tell everybody in chat about Twitch Prime and how it works, because I know you're an expert at it. Frosty able to get a 5th goal, this time with the backflip. I mean, he's just freestyling right now. He is just in free play. And it's working well for him. I mean, what's going on? Frosty just going to make it 6-0. He's practicing his zap dashes with each landing. You love to see that. Did you guys know that you could sub for free with your Twitch Prime and Fear will no longer go hungry? Yeah, that seems like great advice if I've ever heard it. Hazo on the board. It comes shortly off a kickoff, which is often a way that players will get back into it in 1v1. Hazo looking for the opposite corner as he tries to convert again off a quick kickoff. Frosty not able to maintain any sort of possession. Pinch off the back wall, rushing to the ball. Hazo actually a really solid 50. But Frosty's recoveries are always one of his strengths. And he is able to erase the open opportunity. What a flick. Frosty has leveled up. I'm sorry, Hazo, but everyone else didn't get this version. You're getting the toughest version. That's for sure. Apparently, the ground game booming flicks are also in the arsenal. And he'll take to the skies on another kickoff win. To the ground, the wave dash cuts. 8-1. NRG is back. You heard it here first. We've seen turnarounds in matchups like this before, so certainly far too early to call. Maybe game number 1 will go in favor of Frosty, but maybe not even that. So we're just a little bit over halftime. Hazo gets his 2nd goal. Yo, Della Tempu, thank you for the gifted sub to the community. Shout out Langley RL, who is able to bink a nice gifty, which is going to be really important here because the ads are catching up to us. So you're going to have to use those Twitch Prime to make sure you never miss a juicy moment. Frosty finally not finishing on every opportunity. Maybe this is a world in which he could have had the angle there. Hazo seeming to want to bait Frosty out into making a play. Nice guidance of this 50, but that's too strong of a first touch. I think he could have gotten around the ball, created a scoring opportunity, but he kind of took that away from himself. He finds it nonetheless, so working his way back, a minute 30, as he tries to get a 4-goal deficit to be erased. Cozy Cuz, thank you for... Wait, you converted from a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. Yo, look at that. Hazo, a 5th now. We shouldn't be celebrating Garrett G kicking and betraying his friends. Can we? I feel like I just had to say something about that. That's not what happened. In case that's what everyone thought happened. NRG is a squad known for being the ones to tough it out more than anybody else. I mean, you could certainly never talk down on them for that. That was a squad that really stuck together until it truly, just no longer made sense. Hazo is within 2, by the way. I still can't believe Garrett kicked and betrayed his friends. Yeah, I heard that. He booted him. Didn't even tell him. Frosty. Another air dribble as the game winds down. Hazo has not done a great job at defending against them. And that's not going to be any different as he makes it 9-6. Hazo, low 50. Frosty actually almost allowed him to get something out of it, but it is going to be 10 goals. Super high-scoring game. We don't even know if Frosty is for sure on NRG. That's true. That's true. I would say that Shift is normally pretty good and never goes back on what they say, but that would be lying because I've heard the back and forth on Arsenal way too many times. He's sticking with SSG. He's leaving SSG. Psych. He's sticking with SSG. Triple psych. Can't believe you fell for it the first time. Hazo. Oh, Wavy would be here to defend it, dude. Talking about Wavi and Hazo. Oh, sheesh, that's ridiculous. But no, I knew I had it wrong. I knew there's a chance I had it wrong because I remember last time I had a lot of trouble with it too. And I should have recognized that whichever one I went to by default must have been the wrong one, which is why I had trouble last time. So not Hazo, but Hazo. Game number 1. Let's go into Frosty though, as we head to game 2 in a best of 5. Game number 2 in a best of 5. Frosty and Hazo. Hazo did not have a great start to the game and to the series, but a big turnaround. If you go into the final minutes, I'm sure it was only slightly in favor of Frosty, but he is going to pop off immediately starting game number 2. And this has just been a nightmare situation for Hazo. Every time Frosty has the ball in the air, he's just converting. And don't get me wrong, Frosty, very talented wall-to-air dribbler. But I mean, we've had evidence today of him, at least on occasion, not being able to score. But to be fair, he is also just seemingly in the zone and has brought his best work here for Hazo. Frosty Backflip is covered. Hazo's going to camp out at the midfield, get his boost. Slow bounce. He got a little bit over the top of it. Had to go back down to try and make a play out of it. Frosty on the counterattack gets carried by Hazo, but it doesn't matter. Maybe it's Frosty who's actually preventing Hazo from getting a clean touch. Frosty's going to make it 3-0. Frosty's going to... He stops. He tries to make it 4. Oh, that's so cheeky. It seems like he's going to go over the top because that's usually what players do. When you force a defender high with low boost, you go over the top again. So Frosty fakes going high and gets Hazo to double jump and then rolls it slowly underneath him. Are you going to follow Frosty to the bracket? Yeah, I mean, well, if he wins. I think we're going to follow the winner of this game is what we're set up to do. So if Frosty wins the series, then we'll probably just go to his qualifying game. Frosty booming long shots on an open net. Game 2 starting the same way Game 1 did, with a ton of cushion for Frosty. Cushion that, credit to Hazo, he did claw a lot back of, but just not enough to win the game. Hazo wants the bump, didn't get it. Low boost for Frosty. Since there's no quick counterattack, as he resets in the corner, passed himself off the sidewall. Should just be clean possession for Hazo. No boost steal for Frosty. He's trying to stay with the ball. Hazo one step ahead. Stole the corner, and Frosty wall dashing into a clear, and he's just got speed. Did he get boost that I was unaware of? So he had a lot of boost there in that moment. The reset, oh my goodness, dude. Frosty is just, he's so smooth. The field control right now is all in his favor. Every time he has the ball, it seems like he's had the plan for a long time on how to get his shot. Frosty got the corner? Yeah, he must have. He had way more boost than I thought he would. Hazo finds himself a little bit ahead of the ball, but should still be able to convert. If he was a bit behind, he would have had a power shot. Instead, takes the possession, and the double jump bump will work. Someone just first time chatter ripped their password in chat. That's a pretty baller first time chat. As far as first time chatters go, that might be the best I've ever seen. Oh, hopefully you don't use that password for Twitch. If not, yeah, I would change it ASAP.
Let Feer know you've been subbed for 22 months.
Yo! Backinus, thank you for the 22-month sub. I see you were very creative on the alert message. Just taking exactly what Twitch prompted you. Frosty will get a 7th goal. Seems to have a specifically good matchup against Hazo so far. Frosty, little camera check to see what Hazo's doing at the midfield. Is he going to leave? Is there going to be a clean dribble? He does turn to challenge. Now Frosty has to try and work possession awkwardly off the back wall, but he sort of did so. A demo will keep him still in control. I think he was trying to touch the ball there, but he slides underneath it. Now another full field dribble. Frosty going to be falling far from the nets. Could not maintain control. Hazo has an open net right now. Frosty didn't need to give it to him, though. Hazo started his air dribble, and Frosty just got lost. Allowed him to walk it in. So with a minute left to go, Frosty is still not securing this game. I mean, Hazo has done well to recover. Hazo just barely off on converting on his demo. Wanted another bump on the back wall. We'll have the boost steal at the very least. And might get the demo with the midfield. No, Frosty got the boost, got the ball, and got the demo himself. And he'll take to the skies for multiple resets and converts again. Hazo, he's watching it back. Can I go next? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Does he want to go next? He just scored. Do you want to? I mean, I'm going to let him keep playing. Unless... Here, why am I not skipping? Oh, because I have a typer. Typing. How do I do spectator? What is spectator? Is it Y? Yes. But then he scored, and now I'm panicking. Maybe he wants to try it now. You never know. Yeah, I think he's good. It's just like, maybe he wants to, you know, play it out after that goal just went in. All right, GG. Frosty gonna win game number 2 as well. 1 game away, advancing to the quarterfinal. Game number 3. Frosty and Hazo. Hazo needs to not let this one slip away early. That has certainly been the issue with the first 2 games. And it's going to maybe threaten to happen again here as Frosty immediately takes the lead. Frosty with camera check. Hazo tried to bump him again. Frosty's been dodging bumps all day today. To start a dribble with 78 boost, he has to go the distance of the field. So, understandably, he lets the ball fall to the ground instead. Frosty, late use of the flip. Seemed like he was going to go to the ground. Might have been able to catch Hazo off guard, but it's definitely been all Frosty. Whoa! The lag mechanic from Hazo. Actually, 5-head from him. Make it seem like he's moving away from the net and then just lag back to the ball is genius behavior. Hazo on the board before it gets too ridiculous, at least this time around. I want to say it was probably 6 and like 5 straight goals for Frosty to start both games. Hazo is equalized at the beginning of game number 3, but Frosty should be able to take the lead. So nice seeing plays like that when you're watching top tier 1v1 and just knowing that they're free goals. Because I'll tell you what, in my games, that shot that Frosty just hit, you know, not that tough of an angle, certainly one that we should hit every time. That is not a free goal. Frosty gonna get another one. Hazo, his flick doesn't result in anything. Wants to get a possession going in his corner, but has the pest Frosty not allowing him to do so. Hazo actually caught the midfield boost. So Frosty will back off the ball. Slow, rolling dribble. Not enough of a flick to put it on target. Frosty, smooth catch. Wasn't going to be that easy to get the ball rolling. He needed to get a really favorable first touch, and that's exactly what he got, which allows him to run it the whole field and extend the lead. Frosty, delayed shot. Wanted to make sure he didn't shoot it where Hazo could get an easy read, cut across the net. Wanted him to come almost into challenge first before shooting. Double jump bump ain't gonna cut it. Not with that poor protection for Hazo. Hazo chasing Frosty down. Frosty evades again. And now is back to his favorite place. 2 resets, and Hazo connects defensively, which is a good beginning to a potential comeback, because so far that's where Frosty has been farming. Scoring on basically every single one of those. Hazo denied on his low dribble. Frosty just missed. Felt the need to get up for the ball. Luckily, no downside really. Hazo pre-jumping. Smart. Like the way he's playing now. Don't let Frosty get those dribbles started. He's very deliberate in his setup for them, but the problem is he hasn't had the best success either staying on ball. He's found himself flipping past the play on occasion, and Frosty will extend it 5-1. Which boost is Frosty wearing? I like the idea of saying he's wearing a boost, you know? Oh, who are you wearing today? Oh, I'm wearing a little sparkles, a little crimson sparkles. Three-goal lead for Frosty. A lead that feels almost insurmountable the way the series has been going for Hazo. Even though with a minute 16, it is far from that. Frosty, oh, that was a little creative. Low pre-flip into the reset, but as creative as it is, not a great scoring opportunity, and Hazo's just going to dribble it straight down the field. That'll be enough. This is the Beast Mode preset, is that true? Beast Mode used the Crimson Sparkles. Frosty, 0 boost save across the net. Has 50 more seconds to hold off a potential comeback from Hazo to secure his sweep. Hazo is going to keep fighting back though. A big hill to climb, but not an impossible one. Wave dash kickoff. Frosty going to force Hazo into the orange half. He wants to play the ground game as he rolls the ball directly at Frosty, who has more than enough boost to work with, allowing Hazo to chip the ball to him. Got caught up in the physical play, wasn't able to set up. Oh my goodness, a wave dash pop to bump. Frosty just barely got away with that. Hazo had made it over the top of the bump. Could be in trouble, but another situation where he seems to be pixels ahead of the demo, and he will capitalize on Hazo diving too deep. Hazo just wants a free opportunity, wants no defender on the map. Hasn't been able to get that. Hazo trying to get one for the road, and he actually does. Frosty helps him out. Frosty pre-flipping underneath it. Or did he turtle underneath it? Either way, it's going to be a Frosty sweep. Hasn't lost on my stream yet, and not going to change that in the quarterfinals.